This is the story of a girl whose question shook the world, and whose answer came in the most unexpected way. In a forgotten corner of Rajasthan, where the heat cracked the earth and the silence spoke louder than people, lived a 10-year-old girl named Chutki. She lived with her younger brother Muna and their mother Kamla in a hut made of plastic sheets, bamboo sticks, and fading hope. Her father had died 2 years ago in a bus accident, the kind where no one gets justice and no one remembers the names. Since then, life had become a quiet war. 1 meal a day, no electricity, torn slippers. And yet, she never complained. Where most saw poverty, Chutki saw puzzles. And she believed, deeply, that someone up there, God maybe, knew the answers. Every evening, Chutki would sit by the railway tracks, drawing her dreams on the dusty earth. A school bag, a swing, a plate full of food, her mother laughing. She didn't want riches, just a little help. One night, Chutki watched her mother cry silently, hiding the last handful of rice in an old tin. That night, something in her heart stirred. She grabbed an old biscuit wrapper, tore it into a square, and with a broken blue refill began to write. "Dear God, my name is Chutki. I don't want much, just food for my brother, medicine for my mother, and a chance to go to school. I think maybe you forgot us, but I still believe in you. Please help us. Yours hopefully, Chutki." The next morning, barefoot and dusty, Chutki walked to the post office. Inside sat Mr. D'Souza, the grumpy old postmaster, who wore thick glasses and carried a grumpiness that could scare away even dogs. She placed the envelope on his desk and said softly, "Can you send this to God?" He chuckled. "Where does he live?" She pointed up to the sky and replied, "He knows." That night, alone in the post office, Mr. D'Souza read the letter again. Something cracked in his chest, a lifetime of routine, broken by a child's desperate hope. Instead of throwing the letter away, he took a photo, posted it online, captioned it, "A little girl from a forgotten town writes to God. Can we become the answer she's waiting for?" The next morning, the post exploded. Thousands shared it. People cried. Donations poured in. NGOs offered support. Journalists packed their bags. And the dusty little town began to stir. But Chutki, she had no idea. A week passed. Then one day, a shiny black van stopped outside her hut. A man in a suit stepped out, carrying a clean white envelope, sealed in gold. He handed it to her with a smile. On the front, it simply said, "From God." Chutki opened the letter slowly. Inside it read, "Dear Chutki, I read your letter, and I sent some of my angels, and they're called humans. Your wish has been heard. Keep believing. From God." With the letter came groceries, a scholarship, medical help for Kamla, new school uniforms, and admission for both Chutki and Muna in a private school. People cried. Neighbors wept. Even Kamla, who had forgotten how to smile, laughed. The media asked her, "Did you really believe God would reply?" She looked at them with innocent eyes and said, "I knew he would. I just didn't know how." 1 year passed. At a school function, Chutki stood on stage to share her journey. In the audience sat Mr. D'Souza, now retired. She paused her speech, walked off stage, grabbed his hand and pulled him up, then whispered into the mic, "This was the first angel God sent me." The entire hall stood up in applause. But the story didn't end there. Chutki noticed many children from her old slum still lived the same life. So at age 12, she started an initiative called Letters to God, encouraging underprivileged kids to write their hopes and wishes. And with the help of kind people, donors, and NGOs, hundreds of those letters got answered. Because sometimes you don't need magic. You just need a letter, a heart that believes, and a world willing to listen. She wrote to God, but it was humanity that delivered the reply. And in doing so, it found a little more God within itself. Faith is powerful, but sometimes it takes human hands to carry out divine work. You don't need to be rich to change a life. You just need to care. Kindness, even a small one, can become someone's miracle.